Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to our Moon and Mars mutual aspect video. And today we're going to be discussing what happens when Moon and Mars are both mutually looking at each other, meaning they're 180 degrees apart or 7 places from each other. Meaning, if Moon is in Aries and Mars is in the sign of Libra, they're directly opposite to each other. That's a mutual aspect. Mutual aspect can also be they're exchanging each other's sign placements. Okay. But the meaning of this mutual aspect is going to be 50%. The other 50%, we have to know the sign placement of these planets, the houses that they're ruling. Because depending upon the house rulership, the sign rulership, the nakshatra placement, we know exactly, okay, what these two planets are going to be doing in your horoscope. We also have to see, is there another planet aspecting your Mars or Moon? Is someone else conjunct Mars or Moon? All these things differentiate. So this is just the basic foundation of this mutual aspect, but it means a whole lot more depending upon the things that we are missing. And as always, if you do not know where your Moon is placed, where Mars is placed, all your planetary placements, for that, check out the link here. Check out my full astrological report. We're on the second page at the bottom. You'll know exactly which sign, Moon, Mars, or any other planet is placed, so you can see which one is mutually aspecting each other, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, and all the other options at this link. So, Moon and Mars mutual aspect. So first of all, what is Moon? Moon represents your emotions, your happiness, what makes you happy. It's like your heart chakra. It's a significator of your heart chakra. It's what brings you peace of mind. That's what Moon is. What is the number one thing that brings you peace of mind? Your mother. Well, for some of you, no, she didn't. But most of the time, it's that general sense that mother gives you nourishment. Mother makes you feel happy, makes you feel secure. So Moon represents our emotions. Moon represents our ability to nourish and get nourished. Moon represents food because it's the 4th house. Then what is Mars? Mars is like completely opposite of it, but not in a way. Mars is this protective energy. It always has to protect something, like the mother. This is where they're similar. But Mars is a soldier, fighter, athlete, general, weapons maker, soldier, surgeon. Mars is not about emotions and feelings. Mars is about action. Mars is what needs to be done now and how it needs to be done, what time it needs to be done. So this energy is now influencing Moon. And the thing about you have to realize about Moon is that Moon is a very receptive energy. Moon is like in the sky. We cannot see Moon unless the sun reflects on its light on the Moon or throws its light on the Moon. That's why we see the Moon. This is why any other planet, conjunction or looking at Moon, throwing their energy on the Moon, so Moon becomes more receptive than giving its energy. Although it does do that. So knowing these factors, first of all, we see that this person gets frustrated very quickly. If their demands are not met, because they're very demanding people, if they're not met, they get frustrated, they get angry very quickly. They're very stubborn. Once they decide on something, they will not budge from it. This is their decision and they're sticking to it. Their mind is always racing, always thinking. And they always make irrational decisions, I should say. And they make very hasty decisions, but in a good way, they make decisions sometimes that are required to be quick. If you're in the middle of a war zone, you can't, even 1 second can get you killed. So they have to think. This is why this person does very well in fields of sports coaching, military, army, policemen, where an instant decision has to be made. Stockbroker, who's looking at it just knows, okay, do I sell or not sell? Sell. Moon and not having Mars's comfort here, or its power, Moon will be like procrastinating. Do I sell or not sell? Do I sell or not sell? Do I shoot or not shoot? Do I shoot or not shoot? Do I throw this basket or should I pass it? Moon might just lose that energy to really make that decision. This is where Mars actually helps. But you will also notice your mother was this very disciplinarian personality in your life. She always pushed you to compete. She always pushed you to do your best. Like I remember I was just watching this NFL draft where this person was talking about how his mother just pushed him. Mother spanked him, made sure he wasn't in the wrong crowd. That's the kind of Moon Mars mother you will get. Mother will demand something and she will say, do it now. But remember, we do not know if the relationship with you and your mother is good or bad, because that comes from a sign placement. But mainly what this mutual aspect is doing, it is making the mind not think, just take action. Like, these are the people, if they broke up, they'll be like, okay, who's next? Who do I date next? What do I need to do? Let's go. Person who they just broke up with, whose moon might not have this, may actually have Venus conjuncted or Mercury conjuncted. They'll be like, oh my God, they'll be sobbing. They'll be calling them. They're like, come on, what are you doing? Come on, we got to move on. We're not compatible. Okay, we'll just stay friends. Bye. Click. But sign placement then comes in. Let's say moon is in Scorpio and Mars is in Taurus. Moon is right there between 2 and 4 degrees. This person is going to be completely going nuts if somebody broke up with them, to the point where they'll pretty much go and beat them up, beat the ex up. This person is going to completely lose their mind, because moon is in the sign of transformation. Moon is facing heavy fears. Moon doesn't like to be there. So you see how sign placement can make a difference. Moon is in Taurus, Mars is in the sign of Scorpio. If they break up, their mind is settled enough in this earth sign of Taurus, where moon is exalted, for them to not take any brash or irrational action. They'll be like, okay, well, that's life. Let me just find someone else. Let me just go out today and have fun with my friends. They'll be very balanced in their approach. So this is why just understand that this mutual aspect is not necessarily what I'm saying here. This can completely be opposite of what I'm saying here. Your mother, instead of pushing you, can physically beat you and just not like you. She probably didn't like the fact you were born. It happens. This is the reality. This is Earth. This is the junkyard of this galaxy, perhaps. Only a few people are, worthy of admiration. But I'm just saying that you're going to get different energies happening with sign and house placement. First and seventh axis can really deal with the relationship issues in your life. Because remember, from moon, Mars is in the 7th house. Shows your other person dominates you and they frustrate you. Because Mars is looking at you, so you want to dominate them. You see how this receptive energy is working. You get into a relationship with people that you try to dominate, but the thing is, they're just as dominating as you, because they're directly opposite of your moon. So frustration in a relationship is seen here until 28, when Mars calms down. 4th and 10th house can bring this struggle with your work and home balance. 3rd and 9th can bring this balance towards your education and what you're learning. But these axes become important, the sign becomes important, the nakshatra becomes important. But one thing you got to understand with this is that this is a person who's always on the go, mind is always on the go. They're the one who always want to play sports, hike, walk, run. Because when mind is receiving this energy of Mars, mind cannot sit still. Mars is saying move, 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 move. You always have to move. You always have to be alert. You always have to, protect yourself. The positive side is, if this person meditated, they'll be far more aware of their senses than anybody else. Because Mars is a soldier. Soldier has to be aware of their surrounding. So now when Mars looks at moon and you're meditating, mind is alert. Mind is like, what's going on? I'm hearing my computer and desktop. I'm hearing a bird. I'm hearing someone else outside. I'm hearing the truck pass by my house. And so they're alert. They can never just be in deep. They're aware of everything. And that's what actually meditation is. Meditation is not about, I'm going to see something now. I'm going to dive deep into it and I'm going to see the stars. I'm going to forget what I'm doing. No, that's not how you reach meditation. Meditation is reached when you're aware of everything. When you're meditating and everything that you listen, you're paying attention to it. Your dog is scratching his ass. You're paying attention to it. That's Mars keeping you alert. The more aware you are of yourself and your senses, the higher you will reach in the spiritual realm. Okay? So guys, this is my analysis of Moon and Mars mutual aspect. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your mutual aspects are and all your planetary placements, including my books, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday with Sun in the 2nd house for Taurus, including my interview with Saptarishi, because Sunil will be back, enlightening you with more astrological knowledge. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.